Hello. So we are on day 2 now of the Flip Classroom where you are watching the videos. If you were here yesterday and participated in all that, you did great. So I just wanted to start out by complimenting you on that. And obviously I'm coming to you from my home yet again. But we are going to get into going over the do not. So when you grab this worksheet, when you grabbed your Chromebook, you might have also noticed, so it's this review of greatest common factor worksheet. Okay? You might have also noticed that the numbers on here are the same numbers I gave you on your do now. Okay? So we are practicing greatest common factor because in a couple of weeks this is going to come back to us. And we're going to be needing to use this and know how to do this. So this is a good time to practice it now. Have some quick and easy lessons before Thanksgiving break, and then we'll jump into Module 3 on Monday. Okay? So your do now just asked you to find the factors of 16, 30, 45, 35, 30, and 40. So starting here, remember a factor is a number that can multiplies up to it. So for 16, all your factors should be either equal or smaller than 16. You should not be going larger. That would be a multiple. Okay. So here for 16, 1 is always going to be a factor. You also have 2 because it's an even number. So anytime you have an even number, it's a factor. 3 does not work, but 4 does. So now this is when I start kind of like working backwards. So what would 4 times 4, how would you get from 4 to 16? Well, that's times 4 again. You don't have to write it a second time. You just leave it there once. 2 times what? Well, that would be 8. And 1 times what? Well, that would be 16. Okay? So that's your factors for 16 are 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16. Okay? And now we're going to do 30. So for 30, we have 1, again, 2, because it's an even number, 3, because it's 30, 4 would not work, 5 would work, okay, and then 5 times what is 30? Well, it's 6. 3 times what is 30? That's 10. Whoops. 2 times what? 15. And last with 30. Okay. So I'm just going to keep going through these factors that you did for your do now, and then we're going to get into the GCF portion, in case you don't remember that. So here, 45, we're always starting with 1. We cannot use 2 this time because it is not an even number. Okay? So 3 is actually possible, 3 times 15. 4 is not. 5 is. Anything that ends in a 0 or a 5 is always a multiple of 5. 6 does not work. 7 also doesn't work. 8, 9 works. Okay, because 45, 4 plus 5 adds up to 9, so 9 is a factor. So now we started actually working backwards here, because 5 times 9 gives us 45. So then we can do 3 times what? That would be 15. And 1 times what? That would be 45. Okay, so those are our factors here. And then 35, start with 1, 2, 3, 4, don't work. The next one would be a 5. 6 doesn't work. The next is 7. 5 times 7 is 35, so the last one left is just that 35. Okay, so moving on to 30. Oh, we already did that above. 1, 2, 3, 5. Well, that's not a 5. 6, 10, 15, 30. Okay? And then 40. So we're going to start with 1. 2 because it's an even number. 3 does not work. So we're going to go with 4. Because 4 times 10. 5 because it ends in a 0. 6 does not work. 7 does not work. 8 is the next one. So 5 times 8 is that 40. So we work backwards. 4 times 10. 2 times 20. 1 times 40. Okay. So now we have all of our factors here. Now that we have our factors, what we want to do is we want to find the greatest common factor. So first of all, common factor means it's a factor they have in common. So it means they both have them. And greatest common factor means it's the largest factor they have in common. It's literally the greatest common factor, largest factor they have in common. Okay? So when we look at these here, you want to look at the whole row. So you have 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 10, 15, and 30. So the largest number that they both have in common is the 2. So your GCF for 16 and 30 is just 2. That's all. Okay. So for here, 45, you have 1, 3, 5, 9, 15, 45, and 1, 5, 7, 35. Highest here that they both have is the 5. I don't know what this thing is in the bottom corner. Let me cancel that. I don't know if you can see it, but it's bothering me. Okay. And then for 3, we have 30 and 40. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 15, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 10, 20, 40. Highest is 10. So your greatest common factor, the largest number they have in common, is 10. So go ahead, pause this video, do 4 and 5. So you should be paused by now. Hopefully you are. Pause it really now. Okay, so you should be done. So here we go. We got 1, 2, 4, 7, 14, and 28. Okay? 1, whoa, it's freaking out over here on me. 1, 2, 3 doesn't work. 4 doesn't work. 5 doesn't work. 6, is that it? 2, and then all the way up to 17, yeah. That's a weird one. So here, greatest number they both have in common is the 2. So again, common factor here is 2. Number 5. So 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. Some people like to write these backwards. They do. If I was writing this and wasn't typing it, I would probably write 1 and 40, and then 2 and 20, and then 4 and 10. If that, you prefer that, that's fine. But 40 is actually already written up here, so I'm just going to copy that down here. Okay. You want the largest number they both have in common, the greatest common factor. So your largest common factor here is going to be 4. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, it's 4. I thought I made a mistake. No. So your greatest common factor here is 4. Okay, so hopefully you got those right. If you didn't, double check your factors, make sure they're correct. And then just make sure you didn't miss any common factors. Okay, so I do like to circle mine when I do them normally. I would like circle these 4s so you see where that's coming from. Okay, so we just have a few vocab words to do, and then you are going to work on the back of this. Okay, so vocab, factor, a number that can be evenly divided into another number. And it'll always be equal or smaller. Okay, or you can say a number that can be multiplied, by another number. Can't type today, just like I normally can't write. Another number to get to the number you want. Okay. And then greatest common factor, literally, largest factor they both have. And then steps to find the GCF. Okay, we're just going to write down what we did above. We find the factors of each number. And once we found the factors of each number, we find the largest number they share, largest factor they both have. Same thing as basically our definition up here. So it's only 2 steps for that. Later on we will be using that number to do a little bit more with expressions, but for now we're just worried about knowing how to do this part here. Okay, this is like the groundwork for what we're doing later on. Okay? Alright, so at this point, you have a whole chunk of questions on this back page to work on. So your task is to work on the back of this page. If you finish that before class is over, you're going to take out that calculator tricks worksheet from yesterday and keep working on that. So you need to go back to the video. It's right above this one, and you can go up there and check that video out. Again, if you were absent yesterday, you're going to want to have that calculator tricks sheet, and then you're going to want to check out that video because it kind of helps you out, and it'll come in handy later on really well. So that is all for today. It's a shorter video than last time, but